Hello, in this video we're going to be covering our eChronos 7000 series as well as our AegisConnect mobile app on the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store, and then also our Aegis Gateway that uses Bluetooth to connect remotely to your lock and access all the information remotely. The first step that we're going to do is download the AegisConnect app. Right now we're going to be using an iOS device to download the app and install it. Once you download, open up the app, you're going to be looking at the login page. Here, the first step you're going to do is go to the register at the bottom of the screen. Click register. And then here, we're going to go and actually use the cell phone number registration instead of the email. It's a little bit more secure. So once we click cell phone number registration, input your cell phone number. Then we're going to click on the Get Verification Code. Once you receive that verification code, input it, and then input a password on here. I'm just going to be using 123456. 123456, but we recommend using a little bit more secure password for this account. Once you do that, and accept the user agreement and privacy policy, and then click submit. Now your account is created, and then it will log you in once you're there. So after you log in, you're going to see that there's no devices added to your account. The first step we want to do is click add device. And then for this example, we're going to be using our eChronos lock here. Make sure that it's in factory default settings by waking it up. You should hear 3 beeps, and you should also see the number 5 digit just flashing. You can also test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 followed by pound to make sure that it's in factory default. It'll unlock, and that'll let you know that right now there's nothing connected to it. It's in factory default, and you can pair to this device using your account. So on the app, we're going to go and click add device in the center of the screen. Please allow Bluetooth devices to be used on your phone and then by the app. And then you're going to be able to see that the Bluetooth lock actually appears as a nearby device. So this is because the keypad is awake and you see the number 5 flashing. During this process, we just need to make sure that that keypad stays awake. We're going to go on the app, click Bluetooth lock. Again, we're going to select the allow while using app on the location. Click it one more time. Make sure it adds. At this point, the adding is completed, and then we're just going to give it a name to your lock. For example, Unit 101. And then after that, we just hit complete on the app, and then we will be taken to a page where you have access to all the options for this lock. At the top, you'll be able to see the unit number. You'll be able to see the button to unlock it. We can test this out right now to make sure that it is connected to your lock. As you can see, press the button, I get an unlocked message on my app, and then you see the green LED at the lock. After 5 seconds, it'll relock, and then all the information gets updated to the app as the activity log at the bottom. We are able to see the battery life on the lock as well. Right now it's 100%. And then we have the different options for management on the lock. First is we want to make sure we add a PIN code for ourselves. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go to click key. Here you're going to see that you actually already have an administrator. This is going to be the account for this mobile app, and then also the first account that pairs to the lock. It says permanent access, so we can go in here and it's selected. And then we get the options of other credentials that we can add to this same account. I'm going to add a PIN code by clicking the plus sign. And then you can either randomize the code that you have on here or input your own. For this example, we're going to use 147147. Click done. And then at the bottom of the screen, click add. We're going to send it via Bluetooth because we're next to the lock and we still have not paired our gateway. Once you hear the beep at the lock, you know that the information has been downloaded by it. We can also rename this PIN code itself. So for example, here, I'm just going to put 147, 147, code. We don't recommend you actually using the code on there, but just so we can keep track of it. Now I'm going to go back, and you can see we can also add RFID credentials. These can be purchased through us. We have fobs, RFID tags, and other types of credentials for these RFID, but they must be encrypted by Townsteel to be able to use by the locks. Otherwise, they will not be able to function if you purchase them through a different third party. So right now we're going to test that pin code 147, 147 that we added. Go to the keypad, followed by pound. We get the green LED. We're able to unlock it. 5 seconds pass. It relocks, and at this point, the lock is locked. Other things that you can do here is add pin codes for other users. So for example, I click pin code, add pin code, and we have a variety of different options. Offline pin code is used in an example where you're not near the lock, so you cannot send the information via Bluetooth. There's an algorithm running in the background, allows you to create an offline pin code that will work for a time given. So you have to input the information on there and then select the different term, one time, permanent, or a schedule option. We also have custom pin codes that have very similar options on there, and then you're able to select the specific pin code rather than having something generated by the system. We also have the clear password, which is going to allow you the lock to clear different offline pin codes that are stored in it. We also have RFID or card options here listed as card. We can add RFID credentials that have the same types of options. We have a term which allows you to select the start time and the end time, and then the duration of this credential. We have a permanent option, and then we also have the schedule option. The schedule option allows you to use it in a scenario where you're going to have a credential that only works within a specific time frame. For example, you have a dog walker that comes in on Mondays and Wednesdays from like 8 a.m. to noon. You're able to select that specific time range across, a year or two, depending on your preference. Other things that you can take a look at is adding other secondary admins. This is going to be another mobile app account that is able to also add pin codes, add other guests, add RFID credentials, and you can control all of that through your app. So some of the other options as well are going to be door lock settings, where you can add schedules to your lock. This would be more for like common areas. So for unit entries, we don't recommend changing that. But you can also change other things such as auto lock delay. Right now you saw it was 5 seconds from the time that I unlock it to the time that it relocks. We can change that to different types up to 31 seconds. We can also set up passage mode. This passage mode would be used like in example that you have people coming in throughout the day. So you want, like for example, for a party or something along those lines where you want to leave the door unlocked for a given time and then you want to relock it later on. You can enable passage mode and then disable it as time goes on. So that's how we connect our eChronos to our AegisConnect mobile app. If you want to look at the video on how to connect your gateway to your account and your lock, please click on the link below in the video description.